Hey, this is Bobby Holland with Bipper Media, and you are listening to SEO Secrets.
Hello, everyone. This is Cesar Toledo with Bipper Media. Thank you for tuning into SEO Secrets podcast. I know you've been waiting all week for part three of my informative NLP, the natural language processing, as a part of the AI technology that we're all trying to learn. And I'm sure you're like you can't wait to hear everything I have. I hope so. To kind of finish it off in part three, which is just the final part of this, is how are we going to look at the future of SEO with NLP when it comes to voice search, how it's going to impact user experience, and then some tips for implementing it in your SEO campaigns. I know I've already kind of talked about it, but all this is, and don't there's a lot to unpack here, but basically all it is we're going to have to learn to harness this in order to stay competitive. If you're an SEO company and you continue to just rely on the old traditional tactics, eventually you're going to be left behind. Um, there's no way around that. Just a traditional ways still works, but just like technology evolves. I mean, think about it. You buy an iPhone 14, 15 today, and within a year you got to get the iPhone 16 because you know um, it's faster, it's better, it's more equipped. And Apple actually, like right now, my mother has like an iPhone 8 Plus still. She refuses to get another because it took her forever to learn the iPhone 8, especially when the older generation, which I'm starting to get into that generation. Um, it's hard to learn. They always say it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, and it's the same thing. But unfortunately, to stay competitive and for small businesses to be competitive, especially with those big ones that are spending millions and millions of dollars in advertising, um, you just have to be up to date with all this new AI technology that's coming on board. So the future of SEO and the natural language processor, NLP. And forgive me if you've already been listening. Um, I always repeat myself to make sure for new users and honestly for us to remember because I can't remember half the stuff I read a day ago. So the NLP, as you know, is poised to play a pivotal role in the future of search engine optimization, our SEO. Um, these advances basically are just a better way to understanding and interpret human language because that is going to allow for more accurate results. So this means making sure that you're optimizing content using the NLP format and targeting long tail keywords because those are now becoming increasingly more important. So we all have voice assistants. We all know it. You have Siri, you have Alexa, you have Google, and as those become a lot more popular, uh, the need for optimizing the content for a spoken query becomes a lot more important. And this honestly presents a huge significant opportunity for for those who can just basically harness the NLP technology effectively, because it's going to help you create rich snippets that are going to answer specific questions that are posed by the users, which is your potential clients, and you'll notice that a lot of it is going to focus on five keywords or five, sorry, topics, which is, keyword search tool, Google website search itself, SEO optimization, and a keyword search tool. These are just the tools that we use to help us hone down on which keywords people are using, which are the more competitive keywords. So, in summary, the future of SEO lies in its ability to adapt to changing user behavior and preferences. So, as we all rely on machines more than ever, businesses are going to have to leverage that technological advancement in order to have that edge on competitors. So, NLP practices for voice search optimization. So, when it comes to optimizing for voice search, there are several key components that you have to keep in mind for the best practices for any business. First and foremost, it's important to know and understand all the unique characteristics of the NLP search queries, um, or natural language queries. Natural language queries are um, they tend to be a lot more conversational than traditional keyword-based searches. I said this in part two of the podcast. Whereas, when we first used to ask, like, I can compare it to my navigation system on my car. When I'm asking my navigation system on my car for directions to something, I'm very robotic. When it says say a command, I'm like directions to Sam's Club. We don't talk like that, or I mean, I try not to use that voice. Um, and sometimes it picks it up. Nowadays, we just have to speak to the AI system just like we would be having a conversation with somebody. Hey, can I get directions to the nearest barbershop? Um, or to a great barbershop near me, or to the best barber, you know, stuff like that. So you have to make sure that you stay away from the traditional keyword-based searches. You basically want to create content that mirrors our style of speech and uses a lot of more relevant long tail keywords. Another crucial factor that you need to consider is ensuring that your website can provide basically clear and concise answers to common questions that are related to your service. In order to achieve this, consider implementing a lot of structured data and markup, or this one's big, FAQ sections, frequently asked questions, on your site to make sure it's easier for all search engines and ultimately your users to find all the information that they need quickly and easy. And finally, don't forget about the importance of local optimization, which is what a lot of small businesses rely on in order to capture. I don't want to say capture, that's kind of, it's a little out there. It's extreme. In order to increase how many people are going on their website or going on their local SEO in order to get more customers. Um, so don't forget that many of the voice searches for location specific in nature. So include location-based keywords throughout your content. So if you're in Athens, if you're in Atlanta, if you're in Miami, if you're in Los Angeles, if you're, Miami's a huge city and it has so many different subsidiaries like Hialeah, Kendall, stuff like that. You want to make sure that you try to include your specific city into that. Don't just use the big metropolitan areas. Hone in on it. And so by embracing these type of NLP best practices for all the voice search optimization you're doing, your business can basically cultivate a much stronger online presence overall, and it'll help increase your traffic for relevant organic search results. Now, how is NLP going to impact user experience on SEO? So the things that you have to do. How is it going to affect even you as a consumer? You're a consumer as well. So, as mentioned previously, NLP is basically a subfield of AI, of artificial intelligence, which and the whole aim is to make sure that machines know how to interact with human search query naturally. So it's basically, like I said, transforming the entire SEO platform. So while with NLP, companies will now have a better understanding of how your user or how you intend um, to search. So it's going to help improve content creation strategies. NLP driven SEO seeks not only to help you rank higher on search engines, but also it's going to help deliver seamless and personalized experiences for the user. So, user experience, critical component for any SEO company or for your business. So, the one thing that affects your business of how, because we can get a lot of businesses found online, but basically, um, you know, just because you're ranked number one doesn't mean you're honestly going to get all the you're going to get that client. I mean, you should. Basically, 80% of people who are ranked in the top 3 or 5 are getting most of the businesses. But there's a lot of things that play into that. For example, you could be number one, but your website is extremely slow, and you've been there. It's just extremely slow. You leave it, you go back in, and if you try to open that same page, if it's slow again, you're done. You're gonna go to somebody else. So that's gonna affect your bounce rate, your click through rates, and basically your time on a site, which does get impacted in your overall analyzation of your visibility and ranking and user experience. So websites with poor user experience are just going to experience that a lot. Therefore, it's essential for any business to focus on creating engaging content that meets your user needs while also delivering basically an enjoyable browsing experience across so many devices. As the algorithm continues to evolve, because it's always going to continue to evolve and become more sophisticated each year, it's incredibly crucial for websites to remain current in terms of optimizing for their user experience, which is why SEO companies are a huge need. I know that helps our company by me saying that, but it's the truth. You are a small business, you're growing your business, you don't have time to learn all this stuff. Big businesses, the CEO of a big business is not concentrated on SEO stuff. He has a department, or she has a department that is going to help stay up to date. Unfortunately, if you're a small business, you don't have a department to do that. So that's why you need us. So hope that makes sense. So tips for implementing NLP in your SEO campaigns. And this is basically, I'm going to try to close it out here. So implementing for NLP, like I said, involves understanding how the search engines work and how users are searching. So one tip to focus on, again, long tail keywords. Why? They're more specific in phrases. People are starting to search like that. I mean, they probably have, and before we always use the short tail keywords. Now you want to kind of try to expand it a lot more, because at the end of the NLP is going to allow search engines to better find the right website that has exactly what the user is looking for. So that's one. Another important consideration is to use the use of conversational language and answering questions. Don't sound robotic. Implement the keyword phrases and all the search query. Implement how you would talk to somebody, a real person, especially when it comes to Siri and Alexa and Google, because people are using more natural search patterns when searching online, and it helps anticipate common questions that are related to your business industry. If that's on your website, that's what's going to help you become a lot more visible and even rank higher. So overall, successful implementation of NLP does require a deep understanding of not only the technology, but also human behavior and our communication patterns. By using it strategically within your SEO campaigns, you can enhance your user experience while also increasing traffic and conversions from organic search results. So that's it. I hope this is the final part. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other questions, stay up to date in our SEO podcast as we continue to roll out more and more information involving this and other technological advances. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of SEO Secrets.